Welcome to the BHP headquarters in South West London. My name is William Hymont, Managing Director. Today we're here to judge Dreamcore competition week 22, which ran from May the 30th to June the 5th. Before we do that, I'd like to say congratulations to last week's winner, David Goff, who won the fantastic Nissan GT-R plus £10,000. I'd now like to hand over to Joe Tompkins from Onside Law, who is the solicitor overseeing proceedings today. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Joe Tompkins, I'm from Onside Law. I'm the solicitor overseeing judgments today. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditors Wilkins Kennedy. I'd now like to introduce today's judges and ask them to pick a card out of the bag to determine their seating position. Our first judge today is Mr. Aaron Mendonca.
Good morning. My name is Aaron Mendonca. I'm an ex-football player and now referees for more than 10 years. I'm allocated by the FA to West Exeter League and Sparta and South Midlands.
Second judge today is Mr. Gareth Deneen.
Morning, Joe. My name's Gareth Deneen. I'm a senior county referee and I've just finished another season appointing referees to academies all the way from under 9s up to the reserves. Thank you. Yellow card.
Our third judge today is Mr. Matt Cannon.
Morning, Joe.
My name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee. I referee predominantly on the Southern Amateur League, but also on Arthurian League and various representative games, and I still play football now. Orange.
Our fourth judge today is Mr. Peter Giorgio.
Hi, I'm Peter Giorgio. I'm AFA Senior Futsal and Football Referee, Mentor, Tutor and Assessor. So what I've got to know. Red card.
And our final judge today is Mr. Trevor Weaver.
Morning, Joe. Morning, I'm Trevor Weaver, been refereeing for nearly 30 years, currently refereeing on the Southern Amateur League and the Amateur Football Combination. I also act as a mentor to newly qualified referees. The last one.
Okay, judges, please mark on the screen where you think the centre of the ball should be. I'll ask you to do this individually for a few minutes before justifying your position. I'll then ask you to all come to a panel decision on the central screen. Okay, everyone happy? Great, thank you. Okay, Peter, if I could just ask you to explain why you selected that position.
Yeah, we've just got the two players involved, the red and the blue. Spectators in the background are all fuzzy face, so no indication from them. What I have done, I've initially gone with the red player's eyes almost up but slightly to the right. Looked at the frown of his head, frown of his forehead, more vertically rather than over to the right. And then what I have done is use the guy on the left hand side in blue. Again, the angle of his head is slightly different to the angle of his eye looking up, so I've gone with the eye and I've done a cross reference across there and then across there like so.
Okay, Gareth, if you could just explain your reasoning.
Certainly. Right, there's two main players in shot and there's the forehead and nose of a guy on the right hand side. He potentially could have headed the ball, don't know, but I think he's passing over the two players in centre shot. We've got the eye of the red player and one eye from the left player, the blue player. I think the red player is slightly looking over his shoulder. I think the ball's quite high. I think he's kind of looking over backwards. So I think it's above his head but to the left, and I think you can't clearly see the eye of the blue player, the blue shirted player, but looking at the general direction of his head, the way he's holding his head and his eye, that's why I've cross-referenced put my cross.
Thank you. Okay, Harry, if I could ask you to explain the reasons behind your selection.
Yes, I believe that the player in blue is in full control of the situation. He's looking at the ball. He's at the same time pushing the player in red, and due to this the player in red has to readjust his position but still looking at the ball. That's where I cross-referenced.
Okay, Matt, if I could just ask you to explain your positioning.
Yes, two players in shot. I differ slightly with my colleagues. I believe the player in red, he could be backing into the player in blue, or the blue could be holding him up, and I believe they're both looking at the ball. I believe the red player is looking up and to his right, as the ball is dropping over his right shoulder, and I think the player in the blue is also looking at the ball, and I've put it to the right and about halfway up the screen above the guy with the red and white scarf.
Okay, Trevor, if I could just ask you to explain why you selected that location?
Yes, two players. I believe the blue player will win this ball. I think the red player, it's passing or is about to pass his head and just working, but I've taken his eyes and I think he's looking at the ball same as the blue player, and by cross-referencing the eyes and the shape of the head, as it were, the leaning of the head of the blue player, I've decided that would be the position of the ball.
Okay, judges, if I could ask you to come to a panel decision on the central screen.
Right, huge variation. Let's go and put the average in. So,
Yeah,
back there,
about there, yeah, definitely.
like that joint to the blue seat,
Yeah,
just by
Yeah.
about there. So there, happy with that one to
Yeah.
start with?
Yeah.
Start.
Okay, let's go on the magnifier because I'm
Actually, no,
it will help a lot, the magnifier over there.
sorry, say again.
a bit low. Right there.
Bit low, bit.
We can
We can move it later.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
We're going to knock out. That's the average. I'm over here because I think this player's eyes are very high, and if I go onto the magnifier, I still think his eyes are very high.
Yeah, but
And
He's
he's,
looking just
and
on
he's-
top of his head.
no, you
No,
you can't
no
twist
way.
that head back.
You cannot do
That's
that.
why you cannot do that.
I don't think
That's the direction.
I must admit, when I was working out the angles, I went to every one, the green, the red and the blue, which is obviously my choice in the end.
All right.
Trying to get that height, but I think
Okay.
you've got to say that it's
Yeah, he's-
up on that
He's
angle.
on that angle.
Well,
there.
that takes my one out. Matt's over here. Okay.
Can I have a look at the blue player's eyes again?
Yeah,
I
he's-
think there's a very
see
high
there,
head.
it's
It's
just-
difficult. His ginger hair and his fair, it's going to be fair eyed, so it's difficult to see where he is exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I was going more from his head position. I mean, his
Yeah,
eyes,
I think he will
that's why I've
actually.
gone that way.
No,
I
but his
think
eyes
he's
tell
the
something different.
I can see with the magnifier.
So
That,
yeah,
He's looking that direction.
Yeah.
he's
Right, do you want to take the
looking
magnifier off?
straight up.
Hold on, Peter.
So if that was like so, that would be like that. That's what you would. That's mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's much higher.
It's much higher.
So,
Yeah.
Alright, so
so
it's,
you tell us the angle from behind, gents. 'Cause I'm not the side,
No, it's
I'm
slightly to the right. The
so
angle.
to the right.
Yeah.
More.
More.
Yeah, that's like that.
That's the
right, well, hang on a minute. I still, well, she, it's
Yeah.
difficult to tell, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
move your stick, Peter, because
Yeah.
we're above here then.
Yes. Just try to check the
Alright.
player in red.
It's a bit like-
Oh,
No.
no.
You
can't-
still think it's on
that
there?
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that
And
Okay, let's
it's
go
just
this
a
one again.
height.
Yes.
now.
It's just the
Right,
height of it,
so
really.
let's go on to Matt's position, which is here. Okay, so does that match with the eyes? I
No.
don't think it does.
No.
So we've got the three crosses in the middle
Yeah.
to work with. Now it's the height then, a little bit of a left and right adjustment. Is it as high as that, which is where the green cross is? So it's on the top of the blue
That's-
seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No. I mean,
which is
I
there.
think,
Do you want to put your angle on this
Sorry.
side, Peter?
yeah.
Let me magnify it for you.
Okay.
Fellas behind me, is that the right angle?
Direction is that one. Perfect.
Okay.
Now it's
This
just
one?
this one is just a bit more.
see, I would come to the left.
Sorry.
And
To
down
my left,
slightly,
no,
but-
to my left, no, with this.
No, to the left on the screen. Yeah. Well, when it's
Yeah.
crossing there, you see, you're crossing there.
Which is there. So
Yeah.
let's take them away and see what that looks like.
Well,
Yeah.
let's click on that.
Just click on that one.
And we can move it back. So you moved it up.
Right there?
Yeah.
Look at his eyes there.
Yeah.
There's no, that's too behind.
We cannot rely much on the
Yeah,
red
it's a
one
bit
because
too
he's been
Yeah.
pushed.
Yeah.
He's been pushed.
I mean, if we take Gareth and myself out of the equation,
Yeah.
and our compromise is pretty much in the middle of the three, you really
Yeah,
get
we've
a
gone-
compromise
we've gone
between the
too
green,
far
red
back,
and blue.
we've
Yeah.
gone-
And you've gone too far to the left.
Yeah.
I think so.
Slightly
More
too far. Yeah.
More towards the man with a beer can.
Well, I think because we're so far split apart, I think we've got to go back to the compromise position, which is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
about there,
There.
Yeah.
or slightly higher.
Just
About there. Let's try it.
press it there. Yeah.
All right, check this side here. Yeah, I can live with that
The
one.
direction is that.
Yeah.
I still think that's higher, but I'm out the equation on this one. It's down to you three.
I'd have it lower, slightly.
And I'd have it slightly to the right.
Yes, very slightly to the right.
Slightly
Well,
to the right, yeah.
very slightly to the right.
Yeah.
Let's have a
To the
check.
right because of,
Yeah, that's well
of
positioned.
his frowning. And his,
There.
Yeah, okay over there.
I wouldn't want to go any really
No.
much further.
No.
No more than that as well.
No.
Can you see that, Peter?
You okay? I think that's.
I still
Take the magnifier off again.
I still touch it slightly.
Off.
Off, yeah, just.
I still touch it slightly to the right. Oh, that's my own personal.
Well, I'm out of this and Matt's out of this one. The other two guys are.
I
I've got
would
both.
go. I'm quite happy to go to the right.
Slightly.
Just slightly because
Because of the.
because of his
His
scale.
frown and his.
It's too.
Well, were you with the blue car, weren't you, Peter?
I was.
Yeah, Trevor, rather.
Yeah.
And your original one's down.
Yeah. But like I say, it's-
Mine is higher.
but still slightly to
The,
the
the
right.
vertical
Just-
line is sort of there.
Is
isn't
that
it?
one?
So
Yeah,
it's-
definitely.
So slightly to the right.
You can agree on
be
that.
happy then.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. I would. If it's because it's higher, I want it slightly more to the right.
I mean, a real, a very small amount. Yeah,
Bit more.
a bit more than that or not.
Yeah, a bit more.
Let's put that in.
That's it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What does that look
Yeah,
like?
it's pretty.
I think that's
Yeah,
acceptable
yeah,
for
Yeah,
him.
do you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'm
happy
happy
with
with
that.
Yeah, I'm happy as well.
It's got to be the compromise one. Okay.
Okay, everyone happy?
Yeah.
Right, thank you. The pixel selected is 1410413. These coordinates will now be passed to independent auditors Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition.